I want to stress that whenever you do this, you disconnect your battery on any car that you're changing the airbag out. You don't want to have any type of current going through there. Disconnect the battery all the way, both terminals. Turn your headlights on while it's disconnected to drain any of the, residual that's in the system. Keep it on, your headlights on, see if the radio turns on. Let it drain for about 10 minutes and then proceed to take the airbag off. But again, I stress, make sure that when you do this, you are careful. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you're scared to do it, don't do it. I'm just saying, I'm putting that out there as a warning to make sure that if you're going to do this, be very, 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 very careful. And if you don't want to do it, have somebody else do it, right? But you got to make sure that you follow everything to the T as far as making sure that the battery's disconnected, that you take precautions, everything like that, because airbags aren't something to play with. So make sure that when you're doing this, if you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it. All right? PSA. What's going on, and welcome to Oil and Gears. Today we're going to attempt to put the 2016 TC steering wheel RS into the RS 2.5 gen SCION XB. Now, if you've watched my videos, I have done it on the first gen. I've put a SCION TC airbag and steering wheel into there. The only thing I needed to do was lengthen the negative ground cable, and all the other cables actually fit on the back of the airbag. So I think that all SCIONs have the same connections, but don't quote me on that. Make sure to do your research. But if you want to change the airbag, you have to change the steering wheel. Not all connections are going to work. So here is the RS 2016 SCION TC steering wheel, and this one has the paddle shifters, but the paddle shifters won't work on the RS. So later on down the line, I'll probably, connect it to something else that maybe, turn on the interior underglow or the exterior underglow, and something to that effect. But it does have the paddle shifters. When I got it, they gave me like everything, which I don't need, but I'm gonna keep the clock spring and all that good stuff. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this off here, the airbag. I do have another airbag because this one's a little bit different from the one that I have. There's more prominent of a edge here, but I kind of like that one better, and I've also plastic dipped the logo on the other one. We're also going to carbon fiber wrap these silver pieces here, and the control steering wheel should work automatically with the RS since the RS already has that feature on it. So let's get to it. All right, so first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to take off these plastic pieces here, just like that, just like that. Okay, so on the back, let me try to show you this. So right here, there's some pins. I don't know if you can see it. Right here, those right there. You're gonna push on those, and the airbag is gonna pop out. So I'm gonna push on that pin. There's one. So you can see the airbag is popped out. And then on the other side, we'll do the same. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. There we go. Just like that. So I had already taken the airbag. Actually, These were all disconnected anyway. So anyways, so you'll disconnect them here. You'll disconnect the ground wire here, and then you have your airbag. Okay, so here's the airbag that went to the RS 2016, and as you can see, it's a lot more smoother here. Now the one that I had came off of another SCION TC, and it's more prominent. I like this. So it's gonna fit on there. It's the same steering wheel, but as you can see, the difference. I like this one better. And I've also blacked out the logo, so it'll look good with the carbon fiber. Okay, so we took it off, and let me just say it's easier to take it off while you're in the car because you could easily just wiggle it out. I had to put it on the edge of my bench and whack that middle piece with a hammer until it fell down. So we got it off. Now what I'll also do is I'll take these plastic pieces off. I'm waiting for the carbon fiber wrap to come, and then we'll carbon fiber wrap that, put it in the car. So it shouldn't take too long. The whole process of taking the steering wheel out of the car is the same. It has the clips on the back that you push in for the airbag to come out. All right, so now that we're in the second gen, there are two torque bit screws that are, I think they're T30s. So I would recommend getting these at Harbor Freight. They're long star bits. I believe they were like 12 bucks. Get an impact wrench, kind of like this, and you'll have to turn the car on because you have to turn the steering wheel to get a better grip. But make sure that once you loosen those nuts, they're not going to come out all the way. So loosen them up, turn the car off, and then make sure that you disconnect the battery, do the headlights on, take any residual current that's inside the system, leave it on for about 10 minutes, leave your headlights on just to make sure that there's no current in the system whatsoever. After that's done, then we will make sure that the screws are loosened up enough for the airbag to come out, and then we'll do the 19 millimeter socket for the center and wiggle out the steering wheel. Again, wiggling out the steering wheel on the car is a lot easier than doing it how I had. So you probably won't have the same problem I had with that steering column because you won't have a steering column like that. You'll just be able to take it off the car. So we'll go ahead and disconnect the battery, drain all the residual current that's in the system, and then we'll take the airbag off. Now that we've loosened up the T-screws with the star bits, we've disconnected the battery, we made sure that this was, all the current was taken out. Now you have these plugs here. So these are going to work on the airbag for the TC. So grab one of these, again, Harbor Freight. You'll pluck these up, just like that. There you go. And then you'll do the negative. Actually, I can just take these off because I have the ones for the TC. Get a pair of pliers to take that off. There you go. Taking the airbag out. So we'll move this off to the side. All right, so now we have this 19 millimeter bolt here. So now we'll loosen this up here and we'll take the steering wheel off. All right, so we got the 19 millimeter. On here. Not too shabby. All right, so this is the part I was talking about. So because I had the steering column off, it was harder to take off. But when you have it on the car here, or when you go to the junkyard to take the steering wheel off, all you got to do is wiggle it. voila, just like that. And it looks like we will use the one off of the steering wheel. I thought this was on the clock spring, but this will use the one that's off the steering wheel. So the only thing we're going to be using are these here on the clock spring to go on the airbag. Alright, so what I did was I carbon wrapped these silver pieces here so that it looks better on my RS, which I kind of really do like. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the car. So we'll put this on the car like so. You got to push it in there. Just like that. So now the steering wheel is on. Grab your nut. And we'll tighten this on here. Okay. So that's on there tight. Alright, so now that we got the steering wheel on, we're going to put the connectors on. So this one go on the clock spring here, just like that. This is the ground for the airbag. Then we have the cruise, which will go here. And then we'll have this here. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but it seems the paddle shifters get connected, but I don't know if they're going to work. If they do, that would be awesome. All right, so that's there. Now we're going to connect these to the airbag. So we're going to connect the negative onto the airbag here. There's the negative right there. Okay. So you can hear whenever I pushed, it clipped back into the back. So there it is. Looks really good. I'll make sure that it's on there. All right, so here we are. Everything is connected. Everything is put in. You see the paddle shifters here. Now they are connected. I don't know if they're gonna work. That would be cool if they work. But paddle shifters there. Plus minus. I wrap this. These work. And that should work. So let's connect the battery. Alright, so if you watched my first gen steering wheel swap, you remember that it came to the passenger side and did the testing. So I'm hoping we're going to start with a horn and then we're going to turn the car on and hopefully everything works. So this is kind of the tricky part. Okay, so the horn works. Okay, now we're going to turn the car on. So I'm a little bit more not so scared just because there's already power coming through. So let's just hope. It is connected. SCION TC steering wheel, carbon fiber wrapped with the airbag, now in a 2011 SCION XB RS. This is pretty cool. Alright, so there you have it. We've put the 2016 SCION TC RS steering wheel and airbag into the 2011 SCION XB RS, and it's working perfectly. So a couple things: disconnect your battery, make sure that you turn on the headlights while the battery is disconnected to drain any residual current that's in the system. That's basically it. The rest of it, just watch through the video. If you have any questions, comment down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.